Hey guys, my name is Eric and I'm the founder of Daily Fantasy Nerd. I'm going to walk you through today my top 5 picks on FanDuel for each position, one for each position. So we'll go ahead and get started. So today, in terms of the Vegas odds, the Houston Philly game has the highest scoring game of the night. The line is a little bit concerning, but not too much so that you have to worry too much about blowout. There's some risk there, but if Houston players do blow out the Sixers, they'll probably have a good night. The Boston game could be a blowout because some of the Memphis players are injured. And the Warriors, as usual, it's always a blowout risk. So those are the games to kind of keep an eye on from a Vegas odds standpoint. Cleveland, Sacramento is also pretty good from an over-under standpoint. So what I'm going to do is go through each position, and I already sorted by value here, which is Daily Fantasy Nerds bang for buck or best value per dollar, and look at who I like most at each position as of right now. So this could change as injury news occurs through the rest of the afternoon and evening, but it's a way for you to get a better idea of how to use Daily Fantasy Nerd. Keep in mind that we update injury news as they come in. So you can see, for example, Jose Calderon was last updated 7 minutes ago. And so I highly recommend you regularly check in throughout the day, especially right before lineup lock, to get the latest projections. So at the point guard position today, I really like Mario Chalmers. Today, if we go back to all and filter by Memphis, you can see that Mike Conley is doubtful, as is Zach Randolph. And Mike Conley was out last game. You can see he's out last game, and Mario Chalmers last game played 40.5 minutes, and he killed it. So we can expect Chalmers, we're projecting him at 38 minutes tonight. He's been taking a lot more field goal attempts with the injuries, and so he's going to be a really strong play tonight. The only concern is the potential blowout here, but I would say if the game remains close, he could be pushing 40 minutes again. If the game is a blowout, he's still going to get at least like 32 minutes. So he's a very, very safe play, and I would say he's my top point guard play of the day. So going to shooting guard, I really like J.R. Smith, but my top play for today is going to be James Harden at the shooting guard position. You can see he has the highest Vegas odds, super high usage, very good defensive matchup against a poor 76er defense. He's been taking a good amount more shots than his season average, and he's been playing a lot of minutes lately. That's why we have him projected at over 40 minutes. His last 5 games, he's been doing really well. And if we actually go into his game log, you can see that his historical matchup in the last 2 years against the 76ers, he's absolutely destroyed them. So you can see earlier this year, he put up a 64-pointer, 50 real-life points, nearly got a triple-double. So he's my top shooting guard pick. He's my top overall pick for the day, actually. Going to the small forward position, there's a good amount of potential picks here. My top dog at the small forward position is Carmelo. He has a high usage rate, poor defense against Phoenix. Actually, this game is expected to be close. Phoenix is actually favored by 2, which is very surprising given how bad Phoenix is. Probably speaks more to how bad the Knicks have become. But Melo's going to need to carry a lot of the heavy lifting. He's been playing a lot of minutes lately. And if we go into his game log as well, you'll see that he's absolutely destroyed the 76ers in the past as well. You can see here, he put up a 49 fantasy point day in only 30 minutes, and that was also a blowout. So imagine what he could do if he played 35 to 40 minutes in a close game, which Vegas has the game at right now. So I really like Carmelo. He's my favorite play of the day at small forward. At power forward position, JaMychal Green's the top dog. He has a poor Boston defense at the power forward spot. He's been taking a lot more field goal attempts, and he's been getting a lot of minutes because Zach Randolph has been out. If we go back to the Memphis team, you can see that Brandon Wright's out, Zach Randolph is doubtful, and Marcus Sol's been out for a while now as well. So you can see that since Zach Randolph was out, he started last game, he played 36 and a half minutes, and I expect him to be able to push that as well with a good defensive matchup. So going back to the power forward role, JaMychal Green is my favorite pick at the power forward position. At the center position today, very obvious choice in Alex Len. He's been getting a ton of field goal attempts, a ton of minutes. He's been killing it in the last 5 games. You can see that since he began starting again about last 5 to 8 games ago, he's been playing a shit ton of minutes, and he's basically been a double-double machine. So Alex Len's my top play there. So if I go back, I'm going to lock in all of those players: Mario Chalmers, James Harden, Carmelo, JaMychal Green, and Alex Len. And I'm going to put together an initial framework for a lineup. I'm probably not going to use this lineup yet. There's probably still going to be some last minute updates that occur. I could end up going with this lineup, but this is a way for you to build the core of your team and then figure out, which other players could fit in. So I can go to the second lineup, just hit the left and right arrow keys and see like, okay, there are a few other different options here that I could play around with. So yeah, that's an intro to my top 5 plays for FanDuel March 9th. If you haven't had a chance to sign up for Daily Fantasy Nerd, you can do so by going to dailyfantasynerd.com on our homepage and click Get Started Free. I hope this was instructive, and I wish you good luck.